Hi everybody. So this is what a lot of people don't understand. I love you. When you say I love you to somebody, it's a vow. I'm going to repeat that just in case somebody missed it. When you tell somebody I love you, you are making a vow to them. Okay? The word love is just a word that we use to symbolize the energy of what we're trying to communicate. Because what you're saying with love, I love you, you're saying I commit myself to you. I'm devoted to you. I am going to be yours. I am going to honor you. I give you my heart. I give you my emotion. I give you this, that, and the other. And there's so much other meaning of it. So even though the word love is what you're saying, the energy behind it may be so much more. Okay? Once you say to a human being, I'm meaning it, you say it with intention. In other words, when you say I love you, you know when you have all them, glassy eyed and you're high on love, and you say to somebody, I love you, you are saying it with intention. You're saying it with meaning. You're saying it meaning it. Right? You're saying, I love you. And that creates a vow from you to that person. Okay? So now, whether the person makes a vow back to you is a totally different thing, because it works best when two people make the same vow to each other. Okay? When you say, I love you with intention and meaning, and he accepts that vow and gives one back to you saying I love you with intention and meaning, both of you make a vow to each other. Okay? Now, if you try to break that vow, let's say you guys were saying I love you to each other, and then now the relationship is not going to work anymore. Do you notice the amount of heartbreak that comes with that? Do you notice the amount of tears and pain that comes with that ripping apart? Because you made a vow to somebody, and now you are removing yourself from that vow. That kind of removing does not happen easily. No. You will work, you will cry, you will hurt, because you are literally ripping yourself away from a vow you made, and the fact that you didn't keep the vow. Okay? And if this person is a very powerful human being, somebody who may not be aware of their power, but they're strong spiritually, and you made a vow to them, you are stuck like chalk, because it will take you a while to totally get rid of them, totally remove them from your system. Because when you made a vow, it's kind of like in the olden days when people make vow to gods, and they commit themselves to gods, to worship gods or whatever they do, and they make a vow to the god. If you do not keep that vow, they never end well. So when you say I love you to somebody, you are making a vow to them. The moral of this video is be careful who you say I love you to. Make sure it's somebody who is willing to make the same vow to you. You know why they say that love is immortal? Is it that it's eternal? Love never dies. It never dies. It never does. Because even after you make a vow and you love somebody, right? And you love them so deeply, that love will never die. In fact, the only thing that lives forever is love. That's how deep that shit is. So when you make a vow of love to somebody, you have created something that has the potential to live forever, right? So let's say you decide you don't want to keep that vow anymore. Now, you have to make the vow with intention now. If you didn't make it with intention, it doesn't count. In other words, when you said it, you really did not mean it. It really did not come from deep in your soul. You did not really, really mean it. That does not count. But when you say I love you to somebody and you meant it, and you meant it with everything that you put in that word, because it means different things to different people, but everything you put in that word, in other words, you say I love you, and you say I'm devoted to you, I'm committed to you, my heart is yours, my body is yours, I'm going to stay with you forever, for as long as I live, and I'm going to support you, and I'm all of that, and you meant it, try pulling yourself away from that shit. Try. And you see, it's like somebody's ripping your arm out. It's so painful. It's so gut-wrenching. It will tear you apart first before you get out of it. And then after you get out of it, the scars of it. The scars of it. That's why it's so important that you are very careful before you make a vow of love to somebody. Make sure that the person that you are making that vow of love is willing to be with you in that vow. Do you know that in the Old Testament, when a woman made a vow to a man, I think it was her father that had to break the vow. Is that deep? Is that deep? So you have to be careful. All these men walking around up in here who do not deserve nothing from you, but because they show you little affection and little attention, you take all your heart and you take all everything that you have, you take all your power, you take all your shit and give to them, oh, I love you. And then you wonder why you cannot get rid of their ass. Why, even though years has passed, this man is still affecting you one way or the other. You gotta be careful who you make a vow of love to. Make sure it's somebody not only who is worthy of it, but somebody who is willing to go into that vow with you. So you don't have to pay the price for it. Because if you make a vow of love to somebody who is not willing to go into that vow with you, he's gonna leave you. And when he leaves you, he's gonna shatter you. Don't do that. Okay, if you love somebody, wait until you know in your heart that this person is somebody who can enter into a vow of love with. Where do you think the origin of marriage came from, or wedding came from? That's a celebration of a vow. That's what that is. Weddings is a celebration of a vow that those two people made to each other. And then when they say that vow, for better, for worse and shit, that's just a symbolic whatever to the vow that they made. That's why a lot of marriages don't work, again, because people don't make vows to each other. They depend on the one that the priest made, which doesn't count. Because a vow is something that you make to somebody. When you say, I love you, you make a vow. So before you say, I love you to Joe Blow, make sure that Joe Blow is willing to enter into that vow with you. Otherwise, your ass is going to be screwed for a long time.